Okay, so I'm doing my example for you in a Google presentation. I just threw some photos in here and images. Okay, so one of the first things that I think is important to me is how I spend my time. Here are a few examples. One of them is a part of the year, usually March break, spend somewhere south in a tropical climate, enjoying the heat and the waves and getting some vitamin D and some rest and relaxation. One of my favorite hobbies, oddly enough, is making greeting cards. It's shocking because I'm not an artsy crafty person, but I've come a long, long way, and it's been really interesting to have a skill set that has developed over time and only gets better and better. And it's something that you can do socially with friends, so it's great. Skiing, something I'm horrific at, but quite enjoy, and has ended up being really important for my, I think, mental well-being in the winter. Getting outside when it's cold outside, I found was really, really helpful. This is a cottage of a girlfriend of mine in Quebec, where we go again, where time stands still. It's amazing. We call this is the life because we love it so much. Here I am spending time on the East Coast, which you'll see more of later. And this is the first time I ever beat my now husband at cribbage, a card game he's really good at and I'm not. So that's something that we do together, and he sort of teaches me as we go along, and I'm getting better and better at it. So spending time with him and staying connected is really important as well. Here is the real reason for pretty much everything these days is our daughter, who is growing day by day. Here she's a few months old, here she's about a year old, and these are more current from this past summer. I think most of these are, that one's here in Ontario at Waterdown Rib Fest, Canada Day. Look at the lovely, cute dress that I had for her, and rib sauce all over it. Um, Most of these are out on the East Coast, where we just enjoy the view. We always say we're gone for about a month, and it feels like we're gone about half a year. It's fantastic. You cannot beat this view, and sometimes you can't beat the company either. Shifting gears to something in the course that I'm interested in finding out about, a really close friend of mine's 20-something-year-old son is in jail right now. And if you'd known him 10 years ago, you wouldn't think that was possible. But despite her best efforts, certainly, this is what has ended up happening. And what I have found quite startling is when she talks about what life is like in there for him. That the food is not good and there's not much of it. He's hungry a lot. That he's in something somewhat similar to this, open concept, more bunk beds than there should be in this room. Toilets where he is, just in the center of the floor. They shower every few days. They get outside every day, but not really every day. And that in this situation where she's coming to visit, she's found it very stressful, I think, to navigate how you even do that. What are the protocols? What can and can't you bring in? What can she give him? How can she help him? Finding it very hard to get information. So I'd love for us to do a little bit of research into, yes, we're going to look at causes of crime, impacts on victims, all that kind of stuff. That's very important to know about. But also, on the other hand, what do we do after this has happened to make sure that we are treating our citizens, they are still citizens, with dignity, and what is the plan for after? Most prisoners are coming out at some point, so who do we want? Who do we want to come back into our community? And how prepared do we want them to be to reintegrate and not reoffend? Equally important topics, I would suggest. Okay.